Welcome everybody to another weekly real estate video with me. I'm Drew Kaplan, real estate agent with Keller Williams Advisors Realty. I'm very excited to have first-time guest on today, Adam Crock with area-wide home inspectors, right? Home inspectors. Inspection. And he's licensed in both Ohio as well as Kentucky. So welcome, Adam.
Hi, how you doing?
All right. So I want to talk about home inspections. So especially for first-time home buyers, what can buyers and sellers, for that matter, expect? How long do home inspections take?
It depends on the size of the house. I mean, any smaller house that's 1,000 square feet, 1,200 square feet, something like that, clear up to like 1,900 square feet. For me to get through everything and for it to be very thorough, it usually takes anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 hours. Now, obviously, once they get a little bit bigger and they start getting up into the 3, 4, 5,000 square feet range, it's going to take longer, more like 4 hours. And it also depends on if they've added any ancillary services like a radon test or a termite inspection. A termite inspection, I kind of do that as I go. A radon test, that usually eats up about 15 minutes of my time at the beginning of the inspection because I have to fill out paperwork and draw a floor diagram of the basement or the lowest level that I put the radon monitor on. So, but yeah, typically about 3.5 hours is usually.
And then speaking of differing sizes, does the price also change if you have like 1,000, 1,500 square feet versus 2-3 times that?
Yeah. And it obviously, I mean, it's just like, it's relative, I usually start off around 425 and then I go up from there. But I give people discounts too. If they add things in, if they add those ancillary services, like, if they add a termite or a radon, I give discounts for that because at the end of the day, I mean, I'm in this to help people. I really, and I want to educate people on what it is they're buying. Or on the other side, if I'm doing a pre-listing inspection for a person getting ready to put their house on the market, obviously they know what they're living in, but I want to go through it and I want to make sure that they have everything ready. So the next inspector that comes in behind me for a potential buyer goes through the house and they're like, hey, you guys are in really good shape. And it makes the transaction go a lot smoother.
Is that a similar price, the pre-listing inspection? Is that
Are they the same? Yeah, they're a similar price. Like, I don't charge any more or less for one or the other.
Yeah. And how far in advance should people be booking you? Usually with a regular sort of buyer's inspection, it's under contract and boom, they've got limited number of days to get that inspection in, right?
Right. Yeah, I know typically it's like a 7 to 10 day window from the time they put their offer in. It depends on the terms of their deal, I would imagine. For example, today I had a buyer for a job call me and she said, hey, I need it done this week. Can you do it? And I said, I can do it tomorrow. So it depends on my opening, and it also depends on their time.
Speaking of turnaround times, typically how long does it take for you to turn around the inspection to a report?
Same day.
Same day.
Oh, wow. I give the house report and the termite report go to the client the same day that I do the inspection, even if I do one later in the day at like 3 o'clock. Usually 3 o'clock is the latest that I will schedule one. But if I do it, they'll get it at like 9 or 9:30 that evening. But it is the same day. The only cases where it would be the following day is if the house was enormous and I had to really go over a lot of stuff and have to reread a lot of things that I was doing, because I typically do my home inspection report on site with an iPad and I go through it while I try to generate as much of the report on site while I'm there. And then when I go home, then I proofread everything and I edit it.
All right. Well, Adam, thank you so much for sharing about home inspections.
Yeah, no problem.